Ladies and gentlemen, we are live in the Kayyem kitchen, and I'm going to pop in front of the camera here for a second. And welcome to people on the show. My name is Luke Kayyem, and I am a legend in my own home. Legend in my own home. I'm not brash, I'm not bragging. I just know that when it's time to cook good food, I've mastered that skill in my own house. So people always ask me, everywhere I go, it's not about business, it's not about fitness, it's not about mindfulness. The number one thing people ask me is, how can I learn how to cook and eat better? They go hand in hand. The better you become, the more skilled you become in your own kitchen, in your own craft, with the foods you enjoy, fresh, organic, grass-fed, from farm to kitchen, all the kind of stuff that you enjoy, or maybe you haven't enjoyed yet. The foods that you like to eat and cook are the most important parts. Because if you don't like kale, then this isn't going to resonate with you. You're not going to quite get it. You're not going to understand it. It's not going to make sense. I'm here to tell you why kale is extremely good for you, right? It's an antioxidant. It's anti-inflammatory. I've got some fresh kale here from the Whitfill garden, and you can't buy kale this big. I mean, this stuff is massive. And it's absolutely amazing to work with because it's organic. This was grown in the backyard a couple miles away. It's springtime, so these things are just about at full growth, and they're amazing. So I enjoy a good kale salad. My wife absolutely loves kale salads, and I figured this would be a great opportunity with the launch of our Fittest Tribe Alive Lifestyle Challenge. We could talk about food because there's so many components to health, to fitness, to lifestyle. There's so many different pieces, but it really does go back to the grassroots of what our bodies are meant to eat. And I weigh 165 pounds right now. That's how much I weigh today. I'm almost 30. I'm 38 and a half years old. I graduated high school at 155. Why people think that I'm small now, what I call extra medium, is because I've probably lost 30 pounds over the last 20 years. So graduated from high school at 155 pounds, got up to 208 pounds when I was really hitting the bench press every 3 hours in my early 20s. And then I started to go down the other side as I started to fall in love with endurance sports and endurance activities, and then really understanding, what you put in your body is truly how you feel. If your cells are rejuvenated, if they're replenished, if they're nourished with good foods that are full, real foods, alive foods, right? You could call them plant-based whole foods, then your body really acts well to those things and you feel alive. So let's get right to it, guys. I'm going to turn this camera right down here, and I'm going to show you how I make kale salad, how my wife and I both make kale salad. And boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right. So we got some fresh kale here from the garden. I've already rinsed it. I've already washed it. Very simple ingredients, guys. I don't want to overcomplicate things. I'm a very simple man. I like to joke around with my friends, and I like to say that I got the 8 gig. This is the 8 gig hard drive. There we go. Let's spot on that. Beautiful. Right there. Good. So I like to keep it simple. We want to put simple ingredients in our body, right? We're using glass, not plastic. We're using wood, not plastic. I've got some kale, apple, avocado, lemon. Optional protein, and I'm just showing you canned protein, and then some seeds, some nuts, and some olive oil that's already has some salt and pepper into it. So we're going to start here with the kale. Kale comes like this. When you buy it at a store, when you buy it at a grocery store and they've already made the salad for you, they use the stem. Is there nourishment in the stem? Yes, there possibly is, but do I really like it? No, I don't. I don't enjoy it at all. So I'm filleting this piece of kale just like it was a piece of fish or salmon, and I'm taking that right out. I'm deboning the kale. This is the stuff I really want. I want the leaf. And I'm just going to toss that away right there. Good. I'm going to stack those leaves. I'm going to do a couple at a time here. And what I'm doing is I'm making salad for about the next 2 days, right? Salad does go to waste if you put dressing on it. And as you can see here, there are no dressings in what I'm serving. We're literally going to make our own dressing. That's another question. What kind of dressing should I use? Well, I don't care where you are at any Whole Foods or high-end grocery store on the planet. If you go in there and read the back of a label of one of these dressings, they're probably going to use canola oil. If they don't use canola oil, they're definitely not using olive oil. They're probably not using coconut oil, avocado oil, macadamia nut. They're not using an expensive oil. What up, my boy Hondo? They are using, right, fillers, because that's how they can sell lots and lots of bottles. So we don't want to use fillers, right? So I've deboned this right here. I'm going to line it up again, and I'm just going to start to cut it in the pieces that I like. Well, if I want to feed it to my kids, I got to make it fine. And we know that fine tastes better. And I don't know why that is, but nobody likes big pieces in their mouth, right? So I'm making sure I don't cut my fingers off here. I'm taking some of this leaf a little bit at a time. I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to keep working all the way down it. A little bit away from my fingertips. You can make this as fine as you want to. You can make it as thick as you want to. It's totally up to you and preference. But again, I'm feeding little ones here. Now, if I'm using this for a smoothie, I've already had 2 stalks of this today as my green vegetable source, as my alive green vegetable source of the day. I am doing the same thing. I'm deboning it, and then I'm putting it in the blender with some coconut milk, some coconut oil, right? So we probably have, I'd call it 2 to 4 servings of salad there. I'm going to put that right inside the bowl. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so it starts with greens. Where do we go from there? We've got a fat, we've got a carbohydrate, we've got a little bit of lemon. Well, I'm going to separate the two just so I can show you guys exactly how I'm going to do this. But I'm going to take half. I'll take a couple quarters here. I'm going to get rid of some of those seeds because the kids will not eat it with the seeds. And I'm going to drench. I'm going to get as much lemon in here as I possibly can with as little seeds as possible. And I want this thing absolutely soaking with lemon because here's the trick, guys. Here, this is the most important part of this whole thing, is I gotta marinate my kale salad. I gotta marinate it. I can't just make it. It won't taste as good. These leaves, they're firm. And if you've ever had firm green vegetables before, they're not a big sell. They just really aren't. You have to get adapted to them. And even if you're adapted to them, you want to make them better. You want to upgrade them. You want to make them outstanding. So I'm going to use an entire lemon on this salad just to show you guys how important the lemon is. And I got a few seeds in there. Don't worry, parents. Don't worry. If your kids eat a seed, they will survive another day. There we go. So right now, our first 2 ingredients are kale and lemon. That's all we're at so far. Next, I'm going to continue with the marinade. And here, I have some olive oil. With that olive oil, there's some salt, there's some pepper in there, and it's already pre-mixed. So I'm just going to put it right over the top, and I'm going to start to shake it up a little bit here with a fork. I want this marinade to be deep inside the bowl. What I'm going to show you guys at the end here is I'm going to put a top on it, and then I'm going to shake it up for a few minutes, right? A little bit more olive oil. Just depends. Everyone at some point in their life has been scared of fat. Somebody has told you at some point in your life that fat is going to give you heart disease, fat is going to kill you, fat is going to put weight on you. And what people still don't get is that it's not. I probably eat more fat than just about any other human on the planet, and I am not fat. Unfortunately, the word fat scares a lot of people. So from lemon, kale, next I'm going to go to the avocado, all right? And I'm not going to do the whole table-side avocado here, but what I am going to do is show you that you have to get avocados that you can squeeze. If you can't squeeze them, then they're not ripe enough. You got to put them in a brown bag. We're going to add some slices to it. And then I'm going to squeeze. Now again, we're going to eat this salad right away. I'm not going to worry about marinating it overnight, but what I would do here is I would put this without the avocado and all my ingredients right inside of the top, and I'm gonna go a little bit more avocado right there. Boom, good. All right, next we go to the apple. Gotta have some real good, natural, organic red, delicious apples. I'm cutting the inserts out. Now, depending on the kids or me eating it, also depends on how fine the apples are. My kids love these tiny little slivers of apples, and if I'm able to take a few extra minutes to make it pretty for them, then I can make it on a little display. People love the display of apples right there. We didn't do anything too special. Raph, my brother, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Good to hear from you. Looking forward to getting this next challenge started. Apples are great. I try to eat an apple, an orange, and a banana a day on top of some kind of green vegetable, whether it's kale or cucumbers. I eat a lot of cucumbers, right? We're going to use half an apple there. All right, so then really, we've got an option here. And these are two different kind of nuts. You got some pecans and you got some walnuts. The walnut has a slightly higher nutritional content overall with the fats than the pecans do. Pecans taste pretty good. I'm going to throw a couple right over here on the top. Again, where's my fat coming from? I got fat in my avocado, I got fat in my nuts, and I got fat in my olive oil. Where are my carbohydrates coming from? Right? We're trying to eat balanced foods. My carbohydrates, they're coming from my fruit. They're a little bit in my kale. And what am I missing now? I'm missing a little bit of protein. So I have dramatically reduced my overall protein intake, and that's a big reason why I have lost so much weight over the course of the years. Because when you eliminate animal protein from your diet, I can see I'm a little lopsided here, but we're just going to run with it. When you can eliminate animal protein from your diet, and I'm not saying completely eliminate it, that's up to you and your source. I'm just saying I highly recommend giving it a try, especially if you're trying to lose weight. If you need to dramatically lose 30, 40, 50 pounds by you cutting out all high-fat, high-protein sources of animal, like hamburger, even like chicken, even like fish. If you went a week and you just said, you know what, I'm going to go green for 7 days. I can eat as many fruits and vegetables as I want, any which way, blended, baked, grilled, absolutely any way, you would lose a ton of weight. You would lose a dramatic amount of weight. And I've done that over the course of time. I have taken protein in and out. I've taken high protein out, and I've added high protein in, depending on my training, depending on my lifestyle. Well, for those of you guys that are watching this show, you are getting a little bit older. Every single moment. You're older now, right now, when you hear me talking than you were at the very beginning of coming on this video. That's how quickly we age. So now that having big biceps and a big chest and a heavy max on my bench press and to be able to do Fran in under 3 minutes, none of those things really excite me anymore. Now I want to go out and race for 50 hours and I want to run 100 miles and I want to jump through obstacles, and more importantly than all that superficial ego, yeah, hurrah crap, I want to live. When I get older, I want to live to be 100. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. That's what I want to do. I want to live to be 100. I'm 38 right now, so for the next 62 years, I want to teach, I want to coach, I want to empower, I want to showcase my purpose with passion, which is teaching people how to live a higher quality of life. I know it sounds simple, I know it sounds redundant, I know it sounds like, yeah, doesn't this guy do that and that guy does it? Possibly, but I'm going to be the first one to go on record now, just like Jack LaLanne did years ago, and for the next 60 years, that if you eat like this, if you change your mind, if you wake up early feeling rejuvenated because you got a good night's sleep, because you didn't drink alcohol and you didn't go to the party and you didn't stay out till 4 in the morning, and you woke up early and you read a book and you wrote in a journal and you meditated and you got up and you were thankful and grateful for who you were in that moment, and then every single other person in your house also woke up and you made them breakfast, and then you started coaching people throughout the day, and then you taught people how to make kale salad and they didn't even know why they were watching the video in the first place. We're talking about kale salad. That's it. Here's my kale salad. Everything you put in your body, whether you eat it, drink it, snort it, drip it in your ears, or inject it, it doesn't matter. Everything that you put in your body every single day of your life starts a compound factor. My boy Chad Wayne, a compound factor that stacks and stacks and stacks. So if you just have 2 or 3 glasses of wine a night, or you just have hamburgers and French fries on Friday nights, or you just have a pizza and 6 beers every single time there's a basketball, football, baseball, or hockey game on, then those things are going to stack on top of you, and eventually they're going to catch up with you. So let's go the other direction. Let's not let them catch up. Let's run, let's move, let's exercise daily, let's eat plant-based whole foods and proteins from lean sources, seeds, nuts, oils, healthy oils, olive oils, avocado oils, coconut. Let's not put a ton of chemicals on our body or in our body. And let's pay it forward and teach our kids so that they can teach their kids, so we can reverse this bullshit epidemic called overweight and obesity and cancer and all these things that are hurting us, not only as a society or as a country, but as a human race. Please, if you believe in this, if you believe in the power of just living a higher quality of life, I ask that you share this message with as many people as possible. I've got this amazing 35-day challenge coming up. It starts in 11 days. It's 35 days. And this is what we're going to do 24/7. And at the end of that 35 days, you're going to wake up and go, wow, it was that easy for me to do those things? It's not rocket science, people. It's not, right? It's really simple. Keep it simple. Don't make it complicated. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. I committed to 100 of these Facebook Lives this year. That was my agreement with myself. It wasn't a challenge. It was a target that I wanted to hit. We're on 54, and we're just seeing how it fits not only into my life, but how it fits into your life. If I fit into your life and you got more out of this message in the past 10 minutes than you have the entire time you were watching CNN at work earlier today, or scrolling, I saw there was a gorilla who threw a piece of shit at a grandma. That got like 16 million views. I watched it like 3 times. Look, if this was more impactful to you, or you think that this could cheer somebody up or pick them up or teach them how to make a kale salad, then please share this very important message with them. And I gotta go. I gotta eat my kale salad. This is what it looks like, the final product. You guys have an absolutely amazing rest of your day. And let's say hasta la vista to the kale salad. Peace.